This is at least the second instance of the Biden administration editing material, official material, court or White House presidential records, it looks like, to help Joe Biden out. And in this case, to help Kamala Harris out. We've got craziness in the last days of the campaign that's led to misconduct by President Biden or his White House staff. So Trump had this big rally at Madison Square Garden. I talked about this last time. The left was trying to smear him as being a Nazi for holding a rally in Madison Square Garden because supporters of Nazi Germany did that, what is it, 70 years ago, 80 years ago? So all the conventions and other political events since then haven't been Nazi conventions other than Trump holding an event. So that was, completely silly politics. But then on top of that, you had President, let's see, there was a comedian who, you know what, for all the noise, I haven't seen the original joke. And I guess it's offensive, so we shouldn't play it. Anyway, he made a derogatory comment and a joke about Puerto Rico being garbage or something like that. I don't know the exact quote. And Joe Biden, who is suffering obviously from dementia, gave an unhinged response, and here's the response.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
So he called President Trump supporters garbage. And rather than, I think I put out a tweet. Do we have the tweet? I say, why doesn't whoever is running the Biden administration just have Joe Biden apologize for the garbage comment? I mean, he could have easily said, and most people understand he misspeaks a lot, I didn't mean to call all supporters of Trump garbage. I was talking about the comment. That was garbage. Or something else where he says, obviously I didn't mean to say that. But instead, it was this, I hate to use, I shouldn't say I hate to use the word, but it is like an Orwellian obsession, communist, Marxist obsession with just trying to change reality by manipulating language and the truth. And they're trying to pretend that he didn't say what he said. And I first heard, and it didn't click. Believe it or not, I don't, especially these day-to-day kerfuffles, I try not to get too involved in them because, it all becomes mania after a while. And it's all passing in the sense of, this is just the hyperbole and fever-like talking related to a pending election within days. Then I heard the apostrophe excuse. I'm like, I can't even imagine what that is. And then I saw this AP story. And of course, Trump drove them crazy, by the way, by showing up. We have the video. He put it out on his True Social website. Let's show that picture before we get in that. So he's trying to,
How do you like my garbage truck?
Turn it into...
This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
By showing up in a garbage truck, which was kind of funny, and wearing the orange. I mean, I think it's an apolitical comment to say it's kind of funny, but, other people may think it wasn't funny. And so it became an issue for the Democrats because of what he said. And so, like I said, rather than apologize, they engaged in Orwellian manipulation of language and insulted virtually every American on planet Earth and anyone else with two brain cells to ignore what, pretend Biden didn't say what he said. They could have said even what he meant to say was X. But that would mean that it would be an acknowledgement of wrongdoing by Biden, who, by the way, on another matter, is like completely out of it. Did you see this crazy video about him biting babies? Did we have that around? So, and there's another video of him biting another baby's leg. Now, he's playfully doing it, but it's not normal behavior for a president. Playfully biting babies. And, you know, the issue to me is Kamala Harris is one of the responsible officials under the 25th Amendment. And she's been inexcusably AWOL on his obvious dementia, which I would argue was part of this garbage comment. Although she tried to run away from it a little bit. She says she didn't. She says he clarified his comments. He didn't clarify his comments. He didn't even apologize. Here's the tweet of what whoever is running the Biden White House put out. Read that. I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump's supporter as garbage, which is the only word I can think to describe it. That's all I meant to say. The comments at that rally don't reflect who we are as a nation. So no apology. And then the AP, which is no conservative outlet, it's a left-wing outlet, reported the following. The Biden White House altered records of Biden's garbage remarks despite stenographers' concerns. So there's an official, and we've investigated this, Judicial Watch is investigating this issue. There is a White House stenographer's office. I think I had hold on one second. Tick tock here. I have some detail to share with you. Give me a second, everyone. Well, anyway, hold on one second. So we tried to figure out from where this complaint came from about the stenographer complaints. And there's a stenographer's office. It's called the Stenography Office, and it's in the Executive Office of the President. And there are 6 employees there. And I have the names. So they're civil servants. They're there no matter who's president. And so they did an official transcript of this. And according to the AP, the White House press office, in consultation with Biden, altered the transcript. Biden, according to a transcript prepared by the official White House stenographer, so this is the official document that I would argue is a presidential record, which is a legal issue for the White House if they were messing with it. This is what he said, and you saw it too. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable and it's un-American. Okay? But the transcript released by the White House press office rendered the quote with an apostrophe. Reading supporters. You see that? They took away, moved the S, added an apostrophe, rather than supporters, which aides said pointed to Biden criticizing Hinchcliffe, who was the comedian. Why are we talking about a comedian's joke in a presidential campaign is beyond me. Not the millions of Americans who are supporting Trump for president. And sure enough, the notorious deputy press secretary, or one of the press officials, Andrew Bates, posted the fake quote up on his Twitter. Can we find that? Did we find that? So he put out false information, right? And the White House personnel, the civil service people, were upset about this, what they call the spoliation. According to according to the AP, I think I set it apart here. So the change was made after the press office conferred with the president. And this is according to an email that evidently had been linked to the Post. It was from the head of the office. And the email's, it's authentic. The AP confirmed it. The supervisor in the email called the press office's handling of the matter, quote, a breach of protocol and spoliation of transcript integrity between the stenography and press offices. If there is a difference in interpretation, the press office may choose to withhold the transcript but cannot edit it. Independently, our stenography office transcript released to our distro, meaning distribution list, which includes the National Archives, hence it being a presidential record, it looks like, is now different than the version edited and released by the public by press office staff. So this is a substantial legal issue. Based on the Trump rules, right, we're all now, the rules for Trump, we're all supposed to be very sensitive about protecting the authenticity of presidential records and securing them. And here they edited them in a way that, according to the head of the stenography office, was spoliation. Look up that word, spoliation. I gotta look up that word. I know what it means generally, but it has a legal connotation, and I thought it was interesting that the stenographer used the initial dictionary. What is spoliation in law? This is what Google says. Spoliation means the suppression or destruction of evidence. It can also mean the alteration of evidence. Not good. Not good. So Bates posted it, and it became part of the left-wing media political complex defense of Biden calling tens of millions of Americans garbage. And now they've raised, an issue that requires law enforcement investigation, as best I can tell. And of course, this isn't the first time they've messed with records, because Judicial Watch found that through our FOIA lawsuit, remember, over the transcript of Joe Biden's interview with the special counsel, the Garland Justice Department came in and altered an official court reporter transcript, or the transcript taken by the FBI, whoever did it, but it's the sort of thing that you don't mess with because it was created by a stenographer or a court reporter. And they edited it to take out the pauses and words, we all say those. I shouldn't say we all say them. Many of us do. I just did one, right? That's kind of a pause, a way of describing verbally a pause in your brain, right? You're looking for time. You need a little time, right? So when someone says it suggests they don't know what they're saying or what they're about to say. And in the case of Joe Biden, it would suggest about issues about his mental capacity, which is why, in my view, they were edited. So anyway, this is at least the second instance of the Biden administration editing material, official material, court or White House presidential records, it looks like, to help Joe Biden out. And in this case, to help Kamala Harris out. So it wasn't about protecting Joe Biden, it was also about providing cover for Kamala Harris. So this comedian makes this garbage comment about Puerto Rico, and it leads to crimes in the Biden White House. It's been quite a week, hasn't it? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.